Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. There has been a development per the court docket in the high-profile defamation case filed against American podcaster Candace Owens and two of her companies by the President and the First Lady of France, Emmanuel and Brigitte Macron. Macron versus Owens has been proceeding in a state court in Delaware since last July, when the Macrons filed their original complaint. They went on later to file an amended complaint. That is what's called their operative pleading. They're charging Owens with defaming the First Lady and the President by, number one, publicly stating that Mrs. Macron is a man masquerading as a woman, and also that both the President and Mrs. Macron have engaged in fraud. The defense has filed a motion to dismiss, or in the alternative, a motion to strike that amended complaint. Regarding the motion to strike, they have alleged that the Macrons went about things procedurally incorrectly, that they were required to seek leave, that is permission, from Judge Rennie, the sitting judge, before they were to have filed an amendment to their original complaint. The defense has also filed a motion to dismiss, seeking to get the complaint and the case tossed outright, including they've raised the First Amendment, they have raised a statute of limitations issue, alleging that this lawsuit should have been brought sooner, and because it was not, it is now time barred, and other grounds. We had previously reported that the motion to dismiss was scheduled to be entertained at oral argument on the 28th of April at 10 a.m. And what has now happened is, in looking at the docket in Macron versus Owens, the attorneys for the defense, led by Chad M. Chandler, Esquire, filed a notice. The date of docketing was January 23rd, 2026. And this is entitled Renotice of Motion to Dismiss and to Strike the First Amended Complaint, to be held April 28th, 2026 at 10 a.m. So now we see confirmation directly from the defense that this motion to dismiss, as well as the motion to strike, is set to be called up for hearing before the trial court. Questions have been circulating around the community. Will any of the parties be in the courtroom that day? Might the Macrons be seated next to their attorneys at the plaintiff's table? Might Ms. Owens be seated next to her attorneys at the defense table? That is to be seen. Sometimes parties show up in the courtroom, sometimes they do not, for this type of a hearing, which is based on the facts as applied to the law. So it remains to be seen if any of the parties will be physically in Judge Rennie's courtroom in the Superior Court, Newcastle County, Delaware, come the 28th of April. Another series of inquiries that seem to be circulating is, will this case be televised? Will there be coverage of the motion to dismiss, or in the alternative to strike, hearing before Judge Rennie come the 28th of April? Well, in looking at the court docket, there's nothing, for example, that's been filed by the media seeking to bring a camera into the courtroom. We're going to continue to monitor the situation to determine if the proceedings will be telecast live, either through the media, or perhaps sometimes state courts will televise their own proceedings through the court system. We're going to continue to monitor the situation to see if any further developments arise. Until next time, this is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.